on a very personal level, as someone who grew up in Calgary and had that experience of watching my mother as a single mom walk into our Calgary housing unit with 3 bags of groceries that we knew had to last for the next 2 weeks. As a former economic developer, someone who was really committed to this city and to inviting people to come and join us here, and now as someone who's dedicating my professional work and lots of personal passion and energy to ending poverty, it's a real thrill to be here. So thank you. We're going to have a bit of a conversation, Hilary and I, and you're going to get a sense of Hilary's tremendous power and energy. She's a force to be reckoned with, and there are many weeks when not a day goes by that I don't see Hilary in the hallway saying, "What are we doing? How are we going to end this?" So I'm really glad to have the opportunity to have a chat with Hilary, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her own experiences. So maybe you can start, Hilary, by telling us a bit about your history and your experiences through your lifetime with poverty.
On a few occasions. This thing working? Hi all. Sorry about the English accent, can't help it. After my marriage broke up, I was married to a woman. Yes, I'm one of those, I'm English. No, I went to Edmonton to get supportive friends through my abuse of my marriage. And I got an apartment. And I thought, well, I got this going on. I just have to deal with the abuse. Well, in the apartment, I suffered bed bugs, a fire, criminal activity, lots of drugs, which I absolutely hate. And then I left and moved back and did the couch surfing thing for a year in Edmonton. Now, if anybody knows me, no offense, Calgary rocks, Edmonton doesn't. Personal opinion. I've also lived a lot of my time in Red Deer, a lot better than Edmonton. Okay. So I needed a place to live. I was couch surfing. I was making everybody annoyed because every time I dropped a crumb on the kitchen floor, it's like, oh no. So what I did is I desperately called my sister who lives in Signal Hill. And I says, get me home. Call the married over again and again and again, and let's get this party started. So I got a call in Edmonton, said, if you come down here on the bus tomorrow, you got a place to live. I was eager, and at West Edmonton Mall, I called a cab. Who knows where West Edmonton Mall is? Okay, never mind. And I came home. And that was September the 6th last year. And the first thing I got was a welcome and a handshake. And I felt at home.
Can you talk a little bit, Hilary, about what scarcity, what that sense of not having a home, not having the ability to pay a bill, not having the ability to make choices about leaving a violent relationship. Tell us a little bit about what that does to your psyche, what that feels like.
Well, you're not going to like the words I'm going to say, but I talk from the heart. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm entirely honest. Dishonesty doesn't pay. So it sucked. Sorry, but I call it as I see it. I'm a limey, remember? So what that does, it doesn't enable you. When you're going from a couch for 3 weeks to a couch, you can't have any kind of stabilization to work on things you do. Now, when you're chronically depressed, on top of that, you go, oh my God, what do I do? Nobody wants me. I'm just a piece of furniture with no heart, no mind, and no emotions. So now I've come home to my friends, with my friends at Married Over. I've got stability. I've got my peers. I've got my colleagues, and yes, they are my colleagues. I might not be paid, but I'm part of the team. And I sincerely believe that. So I'm home. So now I can work on my career. Unfortunately, recently I've damaged my back, but that's okay. We'll get that fixed. But you know what? I'm home. I've always been a volunteer addict. I was one of the people who got the gay rights for us in this good old province of Alberta. My mother was an Albertan and she supported me. She always taught me to stand up and be accountable for my actions and tell the truth and go 150% in. So when I became homeless, I saw an opportunity. An opportunity because I'm a homeless woman and because I'm gay, I can change this. I can kick it, and I will. There's always a way, there's always a network, there's always a handshake. But because of my friends and my colleagues and my caseworker and my doctor and my family, I've got this nailed. I encourage anybody to seek the help because it's there right now.
One of the news stories that hit right at the beginning of January, and I'll never forget the day that I was driving to work, and we were all so pleased because Hilary was working and had a job and was getting ready to take on some more hours. And then I remember driving to work and hearing the news story that there was a retail business that was closing down, and that retail business was Target. And one of their star employees here in Calgary was Hilary. So I think about that, and I think about those dominoes that fall in our lives, and those times when you think you're climbing and another domino falls. So I want to hear a little bit, Hilary, from you about what stability looks like. What are the steps up? What are the dominoes that you need to stand back up to see your way out of poverty?
Okay. Actually, that's pretty simple, Elsbeth. That's pretty simple. I've recently written, anybody who knows me know crafting is not my thing. Okay, totally not cool with it. But I wrote and drew a support circle. And those support circles are in 8 different spokes. So if a spoke is broken, we can't put Humpty Dumpty back on the wall. So that is the 5 different spokes I have with the Y, Married Over House, and the team. Also my doctor, my family, and financial. So losing my job at Target, well, it will be May the 15th, but I've lost it because I had this silly back injury, but that's okay, no problem. I was born with resilient parents who served in World War II. I was taught to kick it. I'm not a very materialistic woman. I have my needs, that's it. I don't drink, I still smoke. I don't take drugs, but my needs are simple. I need a good, comfortable roof. I need a little bit of food. I like my Tim Hortons once a day. I need a computer. And a little bit of news. I like to keep up with Canadian history. I'm a very proud Canadian citizen. I need to know what's going on in my world, my city, and especially my country. And that's what keeps me going. I'm a daughter of a Canadian. Anything less is unacceptable.
When we met earlier this week to prepare for this talk, you talked a little bit about that vision of, a roof to keep you safe. And you talked also about some of those simple things that you enjoy doing that you're currently not able to do because of your living situation. So can you talk about the poverty of time that occurs for you in your everyday life, the things that you'd enjoy that you could do differently if you had greater stability?
Well, probably living near Fish Creek Park would help. I used to live in Minnetonka. And when my mother died, I moved away to get away from the neighborhood, get it together. But my mom and I helped volunteer in the community. We knew everybody, right? Minnetonka's my thing. And I used to enjoy, at night, having a coffee out my balcony door, right? Right across the road was Fish Creek Park, and there was some deer hanging out. I miss that. I miss taking a drive. So if anybody wants to drive me to Banff, my Twitter feed is, no, I was just kidding. But I miss going to Banff for a picnic lunch. I haven't been to a movie in 5 years. right? Over coffee. I don't drink, remember? I miss going for a walk with somebody special in my heart, hand in hand through a park, and just enjoying the birds, right? We live in the best city in the country. There's so much opportunity. But unfortunately, living in poverty, some things are free, others aren't, guys. You got to put the needs first. You got to feed and you got to clothe. So that's what I miss. So we're going to change that. And I'm one of them.
I'm confident you are.
Oh, yeah.
What can Calgarians do? The mayor talked a little bit about some practical things businesses could do to look at their own practices. What can Calgarians do? What do you see as something hundreds of thousands of people could do to contribute to a change, not just for your situation, but to an environment that allows poverty to happen?
Okay, that's a good one, and I thank you for asking it. I think that people in my position should be given the opportunity to strut our stuff. Not every of us, and believe me, I've done the Walmart thing. Most of my career I've spent in retail. I'm an expert in fresh produce, but I'm done. I can't do it anymore. But give me an opportunity. I don't have a degree. I'm working on starting school in May, nonprofit management. I've always had a passion for nonprofit. Hire me while I go through school, hanging out with my friends at the Y. Give me an opportunity. I don't need a degree to have passion, to have belief, to have values. Give us a chance, Calgary, you business community. This is where you can help us. Give us a job that pays a decent, livable wage so we can get this party started, okay? We need your support, and we need it now. We'll give it, you give it back to us. Let's shake hands and let's get it going.
Thank you, Hilary.
You're welcome.